Hello, friends, and welcome to the Cinemondo podcast with Kathy, Mark, and Burk.
All three of us.
All three of us.
Full house today.
We just keep cranking them out. Sometimes we're not always available at the same time, so we kind of, we just do what we can.
Yes.
We do what we can.
We do what we can. We're doing it.
And today we're going to do a trailer reaction to a film that just was released here in the U.S. Called Everything Everywhere All at Once. And it looks pretty
It's a great title.
Yes, and it looks wild. I haven't seen the trailer, but it just seems interesting. It stars the wonderful Michelle Yeoh, who's just always wonderful, and Jamie Lee Curtis, Stephanie Su, James Hong. Really interesting cast.
Yeah.
And
but before we do that,
yes.
Oh yeah.
We love it when you subscribe and you get to know when all our stuff comes out. And even though we say it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we've been putting out a lot more than that. So we're just saying, you don't want to miss it.
Don't forget
do all three of those things.
Yep.
Yes.
We want to hear from you. Please comment.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think of this movie too. But here we go. All right. So
but Michelle Yeoh is somebody I've always been a fan. She's always been so great. Like she was in the Jackie Chan movies.
Yeah.
Superpower. She was like the fighter and a martial arts expert, and just I remember talking about she's a superstar over there, and in the Hong Kong action film world, but a lot of people in America like who. And I think she's finally getting a little bit of bit of notice. I think she was in the she was in the Eternals, the Marvel film.
Right.
She's
Crouching Tiger, right? I mean, she was in that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
that was great. That was kind of a big hit of Ang Lee film. But this one is directed by the Daniels, and that's Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. And they also wrote the script. So this is their film, written and directed by them, the Daniels. So
interesting. I've always liked Michelle Yeoh because she's such a strong woman, and she did a lot of the action stuff. Like normally when you have these action pictures like Jackie Chan and Chow Yun-fat, the men took the lead on all of the stunt work and the action, but she was right along with them. She was riding the motorcycles, jumping on, jumping out of cars. Like she was the badass. So that's why I've always been a fan of hers, because she was leading the way on that. So I really love that.
And she did it with such a little bit of a a little bit of a funny edge to it.
Because she's like, I can play with the boys. That's right.
Yeah, it was sort of like Jackie Chan's attitude too. Yeah. Jackie Chan was never the scary, serious guy. He was always like, whoa, what's happening to me, as he's jumping out of a helicopter.
Running up walls. Insane, that guy.
And she was always just this really skilled fighter. The choreography of the fights, I think, just the stunt work and the danger that they used to put themselves in. Not that I advocate danger on sets. I'm a big advocate of digital doubles in things now. It's better now that we can do things digitally to save performers and talent from being hurt.
Injury.
But when you watch those old movies, a lot of times, so they got hurt,
Yeah, even in they don't even look like the things you get hurt. Like when we reviewed that the stunt women documentary, and they talked about the woman who went flying through the glass in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And she just kind of fell through and then kind of fell down a little bit. But that was like a lifelong traumatic injury, even though it didn't look like one of those oh my God, she went flying through a window and landed on a car. Like it was just a sort of boom. And it's it's weird that that's how those accidents happen. They're not necessarily the big crazy ones all the time, It's
not always what you think. I was on set for a stunt one time when there was a big glass breaking thing and a huge, it was like somebody had to fall through, and there was tons of broken, it was a long story, but it was a big thing towards the camera, falling on the ground, a stunt woman, and you would think, what kind of injury would you get from that? You're like, okay, a broken shoulder or glass injuries or something hit her head. You think of all these things, but actually she got injured. She broke a finger. She broke one of her fingers because she landed weird on her hand, So there's a million ways to get hurt.
I can't walk up the stairs without hurting something.
I know.
I mean, you hurt yourself in such dumb ways. Getting the coffee pot out. Oh, I twisted my wrist, There's always something happening.
But in this movie, I wonder, does she do crazy stunts?
Well, we'll take a look.
I have not seen this. I have no idea. So are we ready?
We ready for the trailer?
Yep.
Give that slate.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Let's do it.
I'm going to... Is sound rolling? Okay, yeah. Speed.
Mrs. Wang. Mrs. Wang.
Mrs. Wang, are you with us?
I am paying attention.
The eyes.
Now, you may only see
Googly
a pile
eyes.
of receipts, but I see a story.
That's Jamie Lee Curtis.
I can see where this story is going.
Great James Bond.
It does not look good.
Like the broken glass.
What's happening?
Evelyn, I'm not your husband. I'm another version of him from another universe. I'm here because we need your help.
Very busy today. No time to help you.
Across the multiverse,
The guy from the Goonies.
I've seen thousands of
Indiana Jones. Short round.
We can access all their memories, their emotions, even their skills. There's a great evil spreading throughout the many verses. And you may be our only chance of stopping it.
Don't make me fight you. I am really good.
I don't believe you.
I'm really good.
Oh, she's so cool.
Wow, Mama's really good.
David Bowie in the trailer.
The
I'm
universe
Yeah.
is so much bigger than you realize.
Of all the places I could be, I just wanted to share with you.
Remember our mission concerning the fate of every single world of our infinite multiverse.
There is no way I am the Evelyn you are looking for.
Every rejection, every disappointment has led you here. To this moment. Don't let anything distract you from it.
That looks pretty cool.
Holy crap, that looked amazing.
Yeah. There's
God,
so
No
the
much
idea what
camera
it's
work is
about.
gorgeous.
But yeah, it looks really looks
It
very
looks like-
anime.
It almost looks like she's almost like kind of freewheeling through different multiverses. I can't tell if she has control over it or not because it seems like she kind of wakes up and she's in one and she has
Like
to kind of figure it out.
Yeah, the classic. She's come
Yeah.
unstuck in time, or
Yeah.
in the,
Right,
unstuck
right.
in the multiverse.
Man, so much beautiful stuff in that. I love where the one guy kind of turns into like confetti. That was
Yeah,
gorgeous.
glitter, confetti,
Yeah.
like
kind of
and-
foil. That
Yeah,
was beautiful. Jamie Lee Curtis, unrecognizable.
Yeah.
That was funny. She must be
She
having
was-
a blast doing that.
oh yeah, very very funny for her. You know,
Yeah.
It's a great trailer.
she's
'cause
always
it-
the tough one.
It wets your whistle to what it could be, but of course you don't
Yeah.
know the storyline because it's
Yeah.
just too complex to sort of give you the story in 2.5 minutes.
Right.
So that makes it interesting.
So they
So-
just dazzle you with camera work and crazy effects and lots of googly eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
No, I've heard
weird.
from people who have seen it, and they all say the same thing. They're like, "This is right up your alley." They tell me this is a Burk movie, so I'm like really looking forward to it. Like,
It
what
looks
is
like
that?
a Cinemondo
What does that
movie
mean?
Through and through.
Yeah,
Just kind of off, just a little weird.
right.
I love that. That was amazing. That was a beautiful trailer. And you know, I think too, as a challenge is to make a trailer like that is to take a complicated context like that and try and make it make sense without giving anything away. It looks like there's
Yeah.
probably a lot they couldn't say because it was a spoiler.
Right.
So it's mostly like just cool set pieces and then her kind of looking confused.
Right.
And then they just didn't want to tell us anything more because who knows? That kind of ruined the surprise, I think. So
Yeah.
I've always admire, like, I think about the editors and they're all like, okay, what can I do with this trailer without telling too much?
Yeah.
Sparkle, dazzle,
Right.
ooh.
Right.
and show you how strange it is and what
Yes.
a weird trip it is.
Totally.
But I think with films like this, where you have multiverses and time travel and stuff like that, it's a classic type of film where they really have the work cut out for them. And you know that in the production rooms and the production offices, they have a big whiteboard with cards, and they're they really have to keep track of how everything impacts every aspect of the story has impact on another aspect of it. Like, you watch Back to the Future, it's not an easy script to write. It's a fun, time travel frolic, but there's so many little things that if you don't think about it, somebody out there on the internet is going to notice, and they're going to say, wait a minute, what if this happened, then that couldn't have happened, So you really have to, in this day and age, when you make films about time travel or the multiverse or something like that, you have to be so careful.
Keep it tight, people.
Well, it's like just an alt version, almost like a Being John Malkovich. That's the kind of vibe I get.
Yeah.
Like kind of multiverse, but not like the Marvel multiverse. Kind of a lower, it's like an alt film version of it. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I have you saw posters. That animated Spider-Man movie, right? Did you see that one, the Spider-Man animated one? That was really fun, actually, and it goes into those ideas where every possible weird multiverse thing can happen. And then the most recent live action Spider-Man movie, and apparently the upcoming Doctor Strange movie. We've got a lot of multiverse stuff coming at us.
Yeah. People want it. One universe just isn't enough. When you really so I have a few posters here. One is a teaser. The googly eyes.
Yeah.
Everything everywhere all at once. So it's just selling the director title and a really obscure. I think it's cool that they would do this as a teaser because they're not showing talent. They're not giving away anyone who's in it. And a lot of times people want to add in posters like this a humanizing element so people will relate to it. But they got googly eyes. So is that what they're called? What are they called?
Googly eyes, I think.
Eyes. Okay.
Maybe some technical term for them.
I call my dog Googly because he has eyes that kind of look in different directions. Yeah. Okay. And then, Jones.
Name check. The A24 logo in there, which
the A24 one.
That's the sell for me.
So here's another kind of teaser. This is a really beautiful, complicated poster. I cannot imagine being the person who designed this, but I think AV Squad did a lot of these agency. So it looks like they have the weird fingers up there. It looked like we're gonna do some art that's gonna compile everything that's in this movie, and a lot of it looks like it's pulled from the trailer. It's not a special shoot. All of it looks like scenes I remember from the trailer. You can see the little googly eyes.
So the whole world is like a circle going around this thing, and it's like a vortex. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like the circles in the corners, and then they have the little eyes kind of stuck here and there.
Yeah.
And then we have finally, my eyes can rest. There's now we've got like the super commercial cell. They don't want to scare anyone.
Yeah.
Just have the big title. And now we got the cast cell. We got Michelle Yeoh right up there front.
This is a standard movie poster here.
Yeah, this is kind of more big title cell. But yeah, gorgeous stuff. I really, really like this one. That's just artwork. That probably took like months to do.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being the one to make that poster.
Wow.
So yeah, some really great posters for this.
Yeah, it just looks like a first class sort of A24. Their releases are always going to be of a certain quality. They just hit home runs after home runs, and this one looks.
We do a lot of A24 here, not even on purpose. I just this looks good, and it's A24.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We could do all of them. They're good. They're good movies. They make good stuff. I think a lot of my favorite films in recent years, I'm like, wow, this is a great movie, and then I double check. It's like, oh yeah, A24. That's right.
There it is.
They make good things.
That's right. Yeah. So there it is.
Everything, everywhere, all at once, playing now. I think it's something we're going to check out.
Definitely. With the mighty Michelle Yeoh. We're going to get her on the show, right? Didn't you promise that? She's going to be a guest.
That. I would love that.
Whoa. Mark is a wizard. Getting our guests.
Exactly.
Make it disappear.
Yeah, that's exactly. The guest disappeared.
In some multiverse, she was a guest on the show.
We did have her guest in that other universe.
Yeah.
That's
all right, guys.
Okay. Bye.
I'm going to another universe. Bye.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. We're going to return to our own separate multiverse.
That's true.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.